Drum roll, please. I'm super happy to announce that this video has been brought to you in part by Clip Studio Paint. I'm really excited to be partnering with Celsius to bring you guys a special offer that will be announced later in the vlog. I hope you enjoy this one and thanks for watching. Out mirror boxes right now. A couple didn't cook correctly, but most of them are fine, which is a relief because I wasn't sure how my silhouette would handle everything because I haven't used it for a while. I'm getting this like patch of eczema, I guess it is. Been coming and going the past 2 months. So yeah, I really need to figure out what's causing it. But yeah, my mirror, I forgot, my mirrors arrived the other day. The gel design is fine, but the key design is, I'll show you in another clip probably, but there's problems with it, so I'm getting them reprinted. But yeah, I'm gonna put these together tonight. I'm also on Discord and everyone's just going wild right now. If you don't know, I talk about how I made these boxes in a previous vlog, so I'll link that up there for you if you haven't seen it. But yeah, I even do the score lines on the silhouette. It's really easy to fold. It's already pre-scored. And yeah, it's like the best thing ever. My printer kept saying that it was low on ink. The ink still was going strongly, so I just tried it out and it managed to print all of these with no problems whatsoever. So I don't know why it keeps saying that the ink is low because it's clearly not. It's printing really slowly though. I think it's because of the wireless connection. It's really bizarre. But yeah, here are all the all the paper cutouts. And I'm gonna print out the key boxes, but I'll do that tomorrow. A little update on my plants. Monster grew another leaf. It's a cute one. This is my little watering can. That's a watering can. Is it printed? Oh, okay. So that took like 5 minutes to print. It's the 17th of August. I was going to start packing orders this week and I do feel so much better. However, the printers who I'm printing my business cards and my loyalty cards with have had supply delays with the holographic foil, so unfortunately I can't pack any orders until they arrive, which is kind of frustrating, but I'm not mad or anything. Like, I understand the circumstances. I suppose there are a lot of things like that that are going to be still cropping up due to the pandemic. So I thought, because I have some extra time, I'll just do preparations for when I do pack orders, so then when I start I'll have like everything ready. So this thing I did today is I created a new return label. I feel like I'm just a bit tired of my key return label, even though it's cute. So I want to show you the one that I drew. It's really funny, like it's so dopey. So yeah, I drew this block first, and I actually kind of prefer it to the final, but it's really rough and like dumb looking, but I kind of like that vibe. This is the final. Just cleaned him up a bit. Drew him on a vector layer, which I'm really liking these days. I hand wrote the address this time because it gives it that nice little personal feeling. And then I've laid it out and printed it out on my label paper. I use this label paper, which is like 24 labels per sheet. I want to use all of this up before I get my own label printer, but I still have quite a lot of it left. And I just made it black and white to save ink as well. Sadly, I don't have enough card for all of the B grade ones as well. I haven't even shown you what was wrong with them, have I? Luckily the supplier is reprinting them. Let's see if I can find one. This one's not too bad. It's probably going to be quite difficult to capture on camera. Let me try and find one that's a bit more obvious. There's nothing wrong with the prints on the back, it's just the front. So the ghost imaging is more obvious on his face and around the edges. It is somewhat hard to see on camera. This one's not too bad. Let's see. You can really see it on this one where the flowers are. Can you see this faint background silhouette? That shouldn't be there. And to be honest, I probably wouldn't have that much of an issue if it was just on this area, but a lot of them do also have faint remnants of this on his face. It's difficult because some of them aren't too bad, but you can definitely see it on every single one of them in some area. So the ones where it's across his face is like the worst ones, but it is still kind of faint. Luckily the supplier is reprinting them for me. So yeah, I'm not gonna glue the boxes together yet because it's just easier to store them flat. Almost all of them come out perfectly, apart from the last one. I kind of expect there'll be a few duds, so it went much more smoothly than the Jun boxes. With the Jun ones I have quite a few wasted card. I just want to show you how satisfying it is to see the cut lines when they're flat. Can you see how accurate that cut is? It's like right on the edge. It's really satisfying to pop it out. I honestly really like making these. I just wish I had more time to do it for like other types of merch. But yeah, time is the limiting factor. It just looks really great and I love how it just folds with no problems. For my zine, I kind of want to make packaging like this almost, where it sounds super extra, but the zine comes in a box and it's like wrapped. But I wouldn't be able to print them myself because if the zine is like, I'm aiming for a B4 sized, or like, okay, not B4 size, but like it's an irregular size. It's a longer format. It depends though. It depends on like how many I sell and how pre-orders go, because obviously if I can't raise enough for that type of packaging, then it doesn't make sense to increase the cost because of that. But like if I do get the opportunity to afford the packaging, like I would go like super extra. Well, I would either do that or really deck out the cover with embellishments, but I haven't decided yet. I do want it to be super nice quality though, and I kind of have in mind, I have some paper types that I want to try out, so I'm going to ask for samples because I do want to like bring my zines and books to like the next level in terms of printing. But yeah, the costs do increase, but I think it's worth it for the end result. And also it's like, it'll be my book. Like yeah, the art inside the book is important, but I think the book itself and designing the book is also like a form of art in a way. Like it's something that you have to consider because it's the way it's presented in the physical form. But yeah, I shouldn't really talk about the zine, should I? I said in the other vlog that I was like, oh, I'm confident it's gonna come out this year, but I'm actually not confident that it'll come out this year. So yeah, please ignore past me for making a terrible judgment. Yeah, it's been a weird year, and finding inspiration during all of this time hasn't been the easiest, and things just change. I think I've just gotten a bit more ambitious with it too, so that's also changed what I want to achieve with it. I just can't say for sure when it will be ready, and same with like any project I'm working on right now. But my main concern is that I want to get all these orders out to you guys, but I'm still waiting in limbo for my business cards and loyalty cards. I'm gonna email them tomorrow and ask if they've received their foil stock, because I don't think I can wait any longer at this point. I might have to negotiate something with them. I didn't show you the business card design. It's not that special, the business card design. If I knew I had a long time to work on it, I would have just spent more time designing it. I feel like I'm a bit fatigued today. Generally, I've been improving since the I'm calling it the incident because I actually don't know what happened at all. Like, I have no explanations other than speculation. I'm not like at full capacity yet, I don't think. I feel mostly fine and my mood's okay, but there are some physical things. I know that my capacity for exercise is not as good as it was before, and so I think I'm still recovering. It's not a big deal, it's just that I don't like the feeling of like not moving much, so I have been walking though, so that's helped a lot. I'm also getting really into my Japanese, which is kind of funny because I go through like phases of not really doing very much and then phases of like super motivation of like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this all day. But yeah, it's really hard to balance language learning because I'm like, okay, I should be working on my skills with art because that's what makes me money, but at the same time I'm like, oh, I really want to read this manga or like watch this show or like dedicate time to doing more Japanese, but it doesn't really make sense to do that because it's meant to just be a side thing that I'm doing kind of for fun. Anyway, yeah, I'm just picking up from past me's interests in a way. I should edit the vlog. That would be a really good use of time right now. This card is really pretty. Oh wait, the card I use for these ones, which are just the charm backings, is also recycled, but it's just pure white. But yeah, I might switch to this one for everything because it's so nice. And I really like the speckles in it. If it's not like way more expensive, who knows? Oh yeah, I got a notification about my enamel pins being shipped, so super excited about getting them. Gotta print the pin backing cards. Oh, I also have to figure out how I want to send the standee. Grace showed me like this really cool packaging idea, so I might try something like that. But yeah, it depends because the standee is bigger. It has to fit on an A4 sheet, otherwise I can't do it myself. Actually, maybe I could do it myself. I'd have to glue just like 2 pieces of card together. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. Wait, maybe I could do the zine stuff then. That's a lot of work. I don't think about the amount of zines I would have to print and like cut. And yeah, okay, I'm not going there. Special edition version, maybe. Yeah, I don't know, but things have just been pretty difficult personally lately. Things in my mind, things physically. I'm coping okay because I'm not like, I don't get too bogged down these days, or I try not to be. Probably have to address some things. I lost my mind, maybe when I made you mine. My enamel pins are here. These are reprints of designs that I first created in 2018. I didn't stock them for the entirety of last year, so it's been over a year since they've been available. I wasn't entirely sure if they kept the mold because it has been a while since I reordered these, so I was really worried. I had to like make sure they have the mold before I set up the pre-order or back order for you guys. I also changed Brick's eye color because I kind of unofficially changed his eye color from navy to like a lilac color. Nice. But yeah, the pins are here and my business cards are not here. It's a long story, I'll explain in a second. I don't make a lot of pin designs because I feel like it's difficult for me to create a design where I'm happy enough for it to be a pin. It might make more sense if I use scissors right now. Cute. I actually love these designs even though they're kind of old. I think I did such a good job. Oh yeah, the back stamp. Yay. It's kind of dark today, so I apologize if the lighting is just terrible. And me backlit as usual. It says Tricky Wagon. I think it's part of a mold as well. Ideally, I'd like to change the font, maybe on the next design I create. I've allowed you guys to pick whether you want a rubber backing or these butterfly clasps. Most people want these ones, but some people want the rubber ones, so yeah, I like to give you guys the option. So you might have seen these on the previous vlog. 2-year-old vlog. Hang about. Excuse the state of my hands, my dry hands. They're the same as last time pretty much, just Brick's eye colours changed. The metal is gun nickel. Forgotten how satisfying it is to make pins. Oh, his new eye colour is so cute. It's not such a bright colour. I chose quite a dulled out lilac. I enjoy more muted colours. Even though my work, I don't know, I've been told my work is really colourful, but I don't see it that way. I'm always like boosting up saturation after I paint. Alright, I'm going to count these now, check for any B grades, and I'll do the packaging as well. Sometimes I try and think of like my behavior and like where it stemmed from, because obviously there's still things I'm trying to improve and like want to change about myself and like my own habits, but yeah, it's not as easy as it sounds. I'm not in like a super rush. I just know that each day if I make progress in the right direction, then it's a net gain. And I'm also believing that attitude and like your thoughts and the way you think about things is more important actually than how you do things in a way. I can't see any obvious blemishes on these. They all look really cute. Maybe I should check them whilst I cut them. Oh, that might have been easier. Okay, I'm gonna quickly go through them. They are so cute though. I absolutely love this design. Cry. Oh, that one is a bit grubby. They do, put it all on me. It's interesting to see what I would do differently if I drew this now. I think my style has changed slightly, but not enough that I would want to redraw it or anything. And it's not things that would improve it, it's just things that I don't really do anymore or things that I've added to his design. Okay, so I've only got essentially one B grade. Maybe it's just because I'm getting older and like, I guess as you get older you appreciate things a little bit more. At least if you stop to think about it. Okay, brick is all good. Oh, you know that B grade that I found? I just wiped him and he's absolutely fine. Okay, I have no B grades. Fingers crossed though, they can get the loyalty cards and the business cards printed and sent out to me this week with the silver foil. Hoping that they have silver foil, like no one's switched over to that one and ran the stock out of that. I'm gonna just quickly check my email because I am a bit curious to see if they've gotten back to me. Oh, I have good news, guys. Wow. Okay, so I asked for a partial quantity of the order just so I could fulfill the orders I currently have. And they told me that they actually do already have some cards that are okay. It's just that they didn't have enough foil to complete my order because when they did try with the first batch of foil, it was a defective batch and a lot of them failed. So that's why they hadn't sent my order out. But yeah, they can send out enough like that I need. So yeah, it'll be fine. We have hollow. We all have hollow. Yeah. So wow. So that's awesome. They said they're sending it today. We're tracking. Oh, okay. So I should get them tomorrow. Thank you for your patience, guys. It's worked out in the end. I'll have to update everyone on Twitter because I mentioned silver foil, but actually you guys are getting hollow foil. It sounds like a small thing, but it makes a big difference, and especially with like the intention that goes into it. I do think it's good to see your job as an artist is to provide an experience for the people enjoying your art and who could show up. I was already in a pretty good mood, but now I'm in an even better mood. I'm excited to see the cards, I'm excited to get stickers. I'll print some stickers. The matte sticker paper I have is really good quality, so don't think it will make much difference compared to the sticker-wrap ones. The sticker-wrap ones I got just mostly out of convenience, so that I don't have to die cut everything myself whenever I need to pack an order. Because I'm just one little person. It's gonna be October before I can show you guys these clips. It's weird, right, for me, because I post on YouTube and make videos, but I never ever really see it that way. It's just another outlet for me. I find it's the best way to communicate my thoughts and the things I do in the clearest way I can, because things can get lost in the weeds a bit with other types of social media. That's why I find YouTube super valuable. Okay, I do have one slight B grade one. It's really minimal. So I'm gonna keep that one. Perfect. They're all great. I do wish I could recycle this plastic. That's what bothers me so much. If you think about it, creating these items is also some sort of waste because of the way it's manufactured. You can't really have a double standard like that, I don't feel. It looks insane like this. And then I want to eat dinner. Oh, what if I stick them kind of asymmetrically? Like that. Oh, I might do that. Yeah, that's cute, isn't it? Cards are here. So they sent to me about half of the cards that I ordered, maybe a bit more than that. And yay, we have hello guys. That's the card that everyone will be getting, the business card. The size is narrower than I usually print my cards. Did I get the measurements wrong? I don't mind too much if they're not to like proper standard size. These loyalty cards are also not a standard size. I just picked a size because I didn't want something that was too wide like A7, and I didn't want something small like this, so I tried to use the same ratio so then the stickers can go on easily. How do I describe it? Like, it might not be what I expected in my head, but it's not bad either, it's just different. But I would like it if it was slightly thicker. I'm really just happy that the foil is looking really good. Looks so cool. Thank you for waiting, guys. And yeah, I'm gonna get these cards out to you as quickly as I can. Woo! Yes. I actually like the texture on the back. I wanted to get both sides uncoated, but they told me that it has to be soft laminated on the front in order for the foil to actually work. I really like how uncoated looks and feels, and obviously you can write at the back your order number. Please do write on the back your order number, just so it makes it a little bit easier for when I'm trying to fulfill these. Yeah, they're pretty cool. You get one final look. So this is the 2020 loyalty card. There'll be a new design every year. This one should last for the rest of 2020 and possibly into 2021 as well. And then I'll make a new design once these run out. I'm glad I could get these on recycle card, even if the print quality is reduced slightly. Just being a bit more mindful. But I don't know, in the future I might print the loyalty cards a bit higher quality. I don't know, it's just not as clear as it might be in my head. Well, it's probably in my head, but I need to download Instagram and I'll just update everyone about the cards because I haven't been on Instagram for like weeks now. Good gloomy morning. Today is the day I can fulfill orders. I'm really loving this card, by the way. It looks so cool in different lighting. So I was putting these together with the stickers, which I will show you in a second. But then I realized like I actually want to write your names on this part. And so I'm going to print the labels first and then write the names as I go along. And I'll show you the stickers. Oh yeah, these are my do not burn sticker. I went really simple just to make it obvious. Even though I feel like if you write it on, they're more likely to kind of do the opposite because they feel like, oh, why would I bend it? But who knows? So yeah, here are the stickers. Put them on my silhouette. I kind of wish that I just tested it out on my silhouette first before sending everything to stickerapp because it was actually really easy to do and I can fit a lot of stickers on one sheet of A4. Yeah, and it didn't take that long really, so I don't know why. I just thought maybe I just have flashback from last year when I was trying to make my OC sticker sheets. That took forever, I don't know why. So yeah, here are the designs. I think they're really cute. And I know I only have 4 different ones and there's 5 slots, so it is a bit frustrating, I understand. But this is what it would look like if you managed to get 4 different ones. I will be randomizing which stickers are going in the orders after. So you may end up with 4 of the same or 5 of the same sticker. That would be kind of funny. But yeah, there they are on the white vinyl. And then the sticker ones will be clear. I'm actually very happy with the cards. They have this, it's kind of this rustic feeling. Even though they're thinner than I would like them to be, they still look good. Like they have this kind of, handmade aesthetic. I don't know how to describe it. Gives it a bit of character. Yeah, that might be it. I can't find my tall tripod. I'm sorry about all the same angles when I'm packing these days. This is all the loyalty cards I have so far. Oh wait, these ones too. I'll be getting the rest when they have more foil. Man, I can't stop looking at it. This is terrible, isn't it? I was like this with my sketchbooks too. I'll link the company I use below, but I do want to let you know that the print quality is not the best, if that's something that you really care about with these types of things. I do care about it too, but I'm also a bit realistic about price when it comes to foiled items because it can be expensive to print in the UK and I really wanted foil. Cards are an extra as well. If I was selling them as a product, then yeah, I would opt for a higher quality print. Printing thinner does have its perks. It takes up so much less space. When I compare these to my really thick photo cards that I included with Sketches 2019. I have boxes and boxes of those just in the back of that cabinet. Some have said it to me before, but they really have that wedding invitation kind of aesthetic. It's the colours as well, I think. It's time for the special announcement from today's sponsor, Clip Studio Paint. This software probably needs no introduction to you guys who are familiar with my work. I use it literally 99% of the time for my digital art. You see it scattered all over my channel in various places. It's so versatile that I can use it for the simplest things like doodling in bed, all up to the most complex painting, illustrations, and pieces for my zines. That's because it's available across so many different platforms, and you can pick up right where you left off using their cloud services too. There are a ton of features that I love, but the one I'm going to mention today are the vector layers. They work very similar to raster layers, but when you sketch, the only difference is each line becomes its own vector, and that means it can be easily manipulated. So let me just show you the magic. Here is my beautiful sunblock. Say if I wanted to change the thickness of the lines, I can do that. Or if I wanted to change the brush style of the sketch, I can do that. Or if I needed to scale up the sketch and use it for a bigger piece or for a print, I can also do that too without losing any of the resolution. There are so many more features within this single tool and even more throughout the whole app. But if you'd like to see and play around with it yourself, then the first 200 people to click the link below and sign up will get 3 months worth of Clip Studio Paint Pro. Thanks again to Celsius and to Clip Studio Paint, not only for sponsoring this video, but for creating such an incredible piece of software that I just can't live without these days. Okay, back to the vlog. My Shopify is acting up. That's just what I need. So yeah, I thought I'd fold boxes in the meantime. I bought these new ones. They're the same price as like the regular white ones, so I thought I'd try them out and see if I like them. They're a bit too saturated for my taste. I wanted to get them for the mirrors, or mirrors and like a small charm or pins. And then I have A5 ones. They're not to my taste either, the colour in real life. Probably just stick to white next time, but the quality is good. I'm paranoid about these types of packaging now because during the first lockdown, a lot of my packages that were packed in boxes like these were absolutely destroyed, and they were opened at customs and they weren't resealed properly, and the books just fell out of them because they're heavy. So they would open this flap and then they would pull down this flap, right, which obviously destroys the entire integrity of the box. So they would pull that without opening these sides, and I know because I would tape these sides down. So they would pull that out, somehow push it back in, and these are the bigger A4 boxes as well. Then they would just tape it with like one little single tape across like that way. Instead of putting back like at least put one all the way across. That would help a lot more. So yeah, inevitably the books fell out of the box, and it happened at least 4 times. I was told by several people the boxes they received were completely empty, and looking at all of them, they all had the same treatment. I also got an empty box returned to me, which was kind of ridiculous, but at least I got a letter with it. Even though that happened, I'm kind of like thinking, well, with the circumstances, it was probably really difficult for them, the amount of parcels they've had. It's never happened before, so just chalking it up to the situation and accepting the losses. But I think it'll be better from now on because they've had time to implement procedures to hopefully prevent things like that. So for books, I'm not using those boxes. I bought a different type. Actually, I do like the blue. Come on, Shopify, I can't print the labels. Just as I was warming up to Shopify and I was going to actually rave about some of the new features they have, but here we are. No, I'm kidding. I do like Shopify. It's got a lot of benefits. And now that they have the email feature, that was the only deal breaker, and I'm now pretty satisfied. So I actually might apply for a Shopify affiliate thing. Oh, what they call it, affiliate program. I've never done one before, but I hear it's a thing, so I might look into it. I've lost all my muscle, well, not all my muscle, but I've lost a lot of muscle, and I'll have to somehow get back into a routine, but it's gonna have to be a really light routine because I can't do anything. Going upstairs is still kind of hard. I know it sounds quite serious, but I'm taking care, I'm taking precautions, I'm not being stupid, and I think I'm fine. It's just some days I have too much inflammation maybe, or like if I ate the wrong things and it just causes a flare. Or getting on top of my diet. And yeah, definitely feeling better the past couple days. But like I said, not doing things as quickly as I usually would. And I think that's okay. I'm not like running a production line here. Having a less stressful life is good for you in the long term, and it will make you live longer. It's kind of like a completely different way of operating. But I am always that person who's ranting on about health, because I have suffered so many like health problems, and I'm just like, you don't want to go down that road. It's not worth it. But I'm pretty happy with all the work I've put in over the years to improve my health, and it's gotten a lot better. It's just these small things that I need to just tweak and improve, and then yeah, I think I'll be good. I'll have a strong body. I'd say in my early 20s I was really reckless with what I ate and my sleeping patterns, and yeah, the consequences of that were not fun. Luckily I'm much better. It's just that weird episode that set me back now. Otherwise I'm pretty dandy most times. If you think about it, you want to have a career for like 20 plus years. You don't want to burn yourself out in your second or third year or whatever, and even in your fifth year. You might go out with a bang, but then what? Or you may have an initial surge, but then what? How are you going to sustain that for 20 years? I think that's why it's really important to know yourself, know your limits. Go on these rants and then I regret it because I have so much footage to edit. I realised that I like to talk about the mindset and the approach rather than what I'm doing sometimes. Because what I'm doing is just, you can see what I'm doing. It doesn't need much of an explanation. I get a lot of questions about running a shop, and yeah, it's not really a case of like, what are the actions I need to take to run a shop? It's more like, what are the skills I need to develop, and what kind of mindset do I need to hone to be able to solve the problems that come with having a shop, or like building a shop. Those are the type of skills that I think are more important when it comes to this type of business. And you do learn a lot of it whilst you go along, so having the problem solving skills is what will help you, instead of trying to strategically like set out or like actions to do. Yeah, it's having the right attitude. It's weird because when I was younger I used to copy people's reactions because I thought that was the right way to react. So when people got angry over like the tiniest thing and I saw that, I was like, oh, is that how you're meant to react to something small like that? Because normally like something like that wouldn't bother me at all. And then because I got used to those behaviors, I remember like kind of exaggerating how angry I used to be, or or how annoyed I'd be at someone, like just because I thought like that's how you react. And obviously it became part of my subconscious. But now I realize I'm like, nah man, like now I realize how stupid that was. I guess I was a bit weird. I suppose subconsciously that is how people pick up their habits and their behaviors. I was just conscious of it at the time. Oh, well this dandy fan here. Yeah, just that. Perfect. Since I'm still waiting for this, I'm going to tidy up a bit and just like organize everything so I'm not banging in stuff. Because it's been a while since I packed orders, so the studio's not in like, nothing's in the right place for packing orders right now, so I'm just going to do that. I've been thinking about whether or not there will be a Sketches 2020. I don't really plan ahead when making them. It's just by the end of the year, if I feel like I have enough sketches, then I will release them, because I only post a few of them online throughout the year. So it's kind of a nice way to have them leave the nest. I really like the way I can look back on stuff every year and see where my art was at. Although at times I feel like it prevents me from fleshing out certain ideas because I feel like, oh, I've done it before already and I've already like shown it, but really I shouldn't have that attitude. So yeah, I'm still figuring it out. Because we're already in August, right? And I can't say I have a lot, but I always think that, and there's always more than I expect, so who knows. So maybe it'll just be like a thin booklet. That would be so sad, just like as the years go on they just dwindle in size. Whips 2020, that's probably more accurate. Sometimes I put these in the B grade pile, and then when the time comes to pack them, I would look at them and think, why did I put this in the B grade pile? And I can't find what's wrong with it. I'm just keeping things on the floor right now. Wait, these are C grades. These are B grades. Must have just been my really bad luck because I did try like 3 or 4 times, but after waiting over half an hour, I just decided to refresh and try one more time. And it worked, which is awesome. I'll just sign these and then print the labels. Maybe have a lunch break. My black ink is running out. Paper is jammed. Okay, the first card is going to Noella. That's such a nice name. Noella. I wanted to use a white pen. I had a white Posca pen to match the writing that is on the card, but it doesn't show up that well. So I've opted for the silver instead, and I think it works out okay. For some reason, it decided to print them double-sided, which is not what I want. I have turmeric in my finger. I have turmeric stained fingers, by the way. That's what that is. I tried scrubbing them with baking soda and lemon juice, but it didn't do anything. For some reason, it left out the actual addresses. Nothing is straightforward, is it? If I sense a bias, I will try and give you that sticker, but I can't always tell. This is the first time I'm shipping things via economy shipping, which is an option I've made available. It's not airmail, it's sea mail. I'm making it clear on my site what it entails because it's not as fast as airmail, but I'm pretty sure it's fine, like it's reliable, it just takes a long time. If you're okay with that, you can save some shipping if you order multiple books, just because they can get ridiculously expensive to ship abroad. And I find it insane. I'm always really grateful that you guys pay for the shipping on my shop because I think it's really high. I wonder if I could get a US fulfillment center one day. That would be cool. For A4 sketchbook single orders, I'm using the sacks that I showed you. I really like these, man. I wish I could pack everything in here, but they're quite heavy. Really hope you guys enjoy this fun little loyalty card thing. It's been a lot of fun putting it together. Ooh. Sometimes the colours match really nicely with the new cards. I'm just like, this is so satisfying. In this sack is all the US orders, European orders, some UK orders here. There's a C orders. These are just a few extras that I couldn't fit anywhere, so I needed another bag. So I need a bag. I don't know if I'm gonna carry these. It's good timing. It's the stickerapp loyalty card stickers. Ordered them in sheets like this. I can smell the plastic. They've been printed on clear vinyl, so I'm gonna test that out with the cards as well and see how it looks. I have quite a lot of faulty loyalty cards, so I'll just test them. Oh, that's cute. Oh, it's really nice. No, I didn't stick that one on very well. Glossy and clear, matte and opaque. Is it bad to say that I prefer these? To be fair, the matte stick paper is actually quite expensive to buy. So buying them in bulk like this is definitely worth it, and it saves time too. I hope it's focusing. If I somehow manage to deplete this whole stock of stickers, I will probably just print them myself because I like the look of these as well. I don't know. So I'm just gonna like cut these individually into squares like these and then include them in every order so you can collect them and stick them on your loyalty cards. I managed to get some postal sacks from the post office so I can fit more in like one big bag. I still have a bunch of orders that are waiting for charms and the standees, so I'll have to hold on to those. I'm gonna cut these up. There's 77 on each sheet, so I need a few of them. I've got to email some people. Oh yeah, I'll quickly show you what I was drawing last night because I'm actually quite shocked. Trying something a bit different, which I think I might explore more of. So yeah, I was drawing block and I haven't finished it yet, but I decided to, maybe you can't really tell on camera, but I was trying out a different rendering style and I really like how it's coming out so far. I don't usually use a very soft brush when I'm drawing, but because I'm trying to explore different ways to draw, like the process of it, and kind of change the way I approach a drawing. I know most people do this, like they start off light with the light sketch and then they'll either like make a new layer and draw on top of it for their actual sketch, but I like to draw on one layer because I like to mimic
traditional tools, and I just find it easier. Like I don't know why, I just don't really like using the layers as much, so I like to use one layer. It sounds really like intuitive, and to me I'm like, yeah, I think I used to do it that way, but I somehow fell into trying to draw everything in one go. So I think now I'm gonna try and actually draw. You can see the remnants on this one. If I draw super soft the structure of the drawing and then go in on top, and also I can add more details with a softer brush, tonal details that I wouldn't normally be able to do with a brush that doesn't have much pressure. Yeah, I was just playing around with that yesterday, tweaking my brushes a little bit too, like the brush curves. I don't like to press too hard, so that's why I don't give my brushes a lot of pressure variance. But yeah, I can kind of see the value in it. And then you're using your brain a bit more when you have to like flesh out the details, because I usually draw like how I drew this key, right? There aren't really any soft areas, it's all just like, it's almost like line art, but it's not a very clean method to use because I'm a searching type of artist. I have to like put down lines and look at them before I can, and then correct them before I can actually see an image, because I can't visualize things in my brain. The process becomes really messy. Whereas if I had like a loose sketch first and then just darken it up in certain areas, that would help the process a lot more. I know this sounds really dumb, but like I feel like it sounds really stupid. Like you guys are probably like, yeah, duh, of course you draw that way. It's like drawing with pencil and then inking over it. But for me, I'm not used to it, so it's hard to change. Like it's hard to change bad habits. I wouldn't even call them bad habits. I'd call it like your method, because everyone's brain is different and works differently. Like we kind of get used to the method we use ourselves. And like I just got used to drawing the way I did because it developed, because I always wanted to have like a really clean sketch, because I hated doing line art. Like I didn't like inking, so I was like, well, if I could just make the sketch clean enough, then I won't ever have to ink anything. So that's where my process came from initially, or like where it was born from. And now I'm kind of like backtracking, because I'm realizing like, oh, it has a lot of faults that could be improved. But yeah, figuring stuff out. Oh, there isn't like a particular look that I'm going for, but I still want to keep my style fairly simple and not too like rendered or anything like that. I like quite cartoony styles. I also think with what I want to create and communicate, it's easier for me to have a more simplistic type of style. I think with art sometimes you get to a point where it's no longer the technicalities that hold you back necessarily. It's more of a case of your own taste and preference, and like knowing what you want your art to look like. If you grind yourself into bad habits like I have, then yeah, that's pretty hard to change. I feel like I don't have that much trouble drawing if I have something in mind, but it just looks that way. It looks like I'm struggling because my method is just really ridiculous to other people. It probably looks like I'm fighting with the drawing a lot of the time, but it's actually quite relaxing. But yeah, having a process is really important, and yeah, I'm realizing this more and more. So I'm trying to build a good process now that I have some time to do it. But I actually think it's okay to experiment and find your own style and way of drawing first, because that way you develop things that you wouldn't necessarily if you just stuck to like a step-by-step like process, which is more rigid and less explorative, because art should be spontaneous in some cases if the time allows. People say not to worry about style because it comes out naturally, and I kind of agree, but there's also a degree at which you can kind of control it. I do have in mind what I want my art to look like, but at the same time I'm like, I don't really have a reference point. But yeah, when I think about technicalities of art, my brain just melts sometimes. I'm like, there's so much that you could learn, and it's endless. You could chase technicalities forever, and so it's good to pull away from it at times and just have fun, because who cares if you can render like something that looks real. But yeah, there's loads of different ways to look at art. I've just taken these onto sketchbook so that they lay flat.
I only have this brown tape. It's making me want to make washi tape that is for packaging. So it's like kind of branded. Just for small things like this, because washi isn't really that strong for like outside packaging. Batch 2 ready to go. I'm pretty sure I've exceeded the 11 kg of this bag. And have to recycle some ink cartridges. Almost forgot this one. This is currently batch 3. Pretty messy in here. I think I just need one more day of packing, and then I'm also in the process of starting a new order for sketchbooks. I don't know if there'll be any new designs because I'm kind of saving all of my illustrations for the new zines. I don't want to release any of those yet, and I also don't think I'll have the time to make like another separate design because I'm really slow. I'm just so slow when it comes to painting. I might try and stock more than I usually do if I can afford it so that it doesn't sell out so quickly. I still have about the same amount to pack that are here, and this is like 2 bags worth, but these aren't as easy to pack as sketchbooks because I have to wrap the corners of the sketch of Sketches 2019, which is what most of these are. So thank you everyone who purchased the art book. I'm really happy that it's still selling pretty well. I finally brought up all the boxes and I have about 5 boxes left. So yeah, I'm really grateful, so thank you. Because I don't know when there will be another con, which is pretty sad actually. It's Monday, it's the bank holiday Monday. I managed to pack all the orders. I have to put like do not bend stickers on them and return labels, and then I'm gonna put them in a bag. Thank you for all the support guys, and I hope everything reaches you safely and it's not beat up and it doesn't take months and months like last time. I think I'm gonna cut my fringe soon. I can't believe it's the 4th of September already. I need to update that calendar. I've been doing so much admin stuff the past few days. It's making me realize how long it takes to do certain things, and I'm just like, please can I get an assistant one day to release me from this admin stuff because it's just too much and I want to draw. I'm doing a small thing today. I'm building this, hang on, focus please, kneeling chair. I'll put a picture of what it looks like to sit on this thing on the screen because it's kind of bizarre and it got me really intrigued. I first heard about this on a podcast called Cortex. One of the hosts, CGP Grey, he was talking about maybe getting one of these kneeling chairs and that he has tried one before. And he was saying it was good for your posture, especially your back. And I've been wanting to use something that doesn't make me want to cross my legs because I always cross my legs when I sit on this chair and it's really not good for my circulation. If I can sit in different positions throughout the day, then hopefully it helps in the long run. So yeah, I'm building this thing. It feels really soft and nice. So hopefully it's comfy in some way. I just want to future-proof my body. Feels like I'm always having problems these days. I'm becoming more and more reluctant about doing pre-order stuff because it's just too difficult to predict, and especially with these longer lead times, it just causes delay upon delay, which kind of compounds, and it's not good. It's just not something I want to deal with, and it's not something that I want to inflict upon you guys who place orders on my shop. So I received the standees and the charms. I haven't looked at the charms yet, but there's already problems with the standee, and I'm even more confused because it was something that I was trying to make sure would not be a problem and it became a problem. So I don't know if my interference, because I interfered with it, it became a problem and I should have just left the original file. Look at the size difference. So this is the original size, 15 centimeters, and this is the size that I was given. It's way bigger. I mean, it's 2 centimeters bigger, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you compare it in real life, the scale is like increased everywhere. So this print isn't
as good either. I feel like if the print was okay, it wouldn't be as bad, but because it still kind of looks cool, but it's just really big. It just feels not as sturdy. I don't know what to do because these are very expensive to produce, so it may be a bit difficult for me to negotiate. I also received my new batch of key mirrors, and there were a problem with those. I don't think I vlogged about it, and I had to inform customers who pre-ordered those because I just didn't feel comfortable with just sending them out as they were. Luckily everyone's been very understanding, and yeah, it's just problem after problem, so now I'm kind of just really tired and want to not do products for a while. Or not do pre-orders where I can't predict. This is why I don't do pre-orders for sketchbooks, because I feel like there's more room for error. Whereas things like this, I've ordered them so many times now that usually everything's fine, but I guess I've never done standees before. I've been working with this company for years now, and there never is a size issue for me. Like at the start when I first did charms, I did have problems with the ratios and sizes, but then I figured out like if I send my files a certain way and ask for a certain thing, then usually they come out how I would like them to and the size I want. Whereas this time, even though I went back and forth like a million times because I'm aware of this problem, it's still the wrong size. I don't get it. I kind of understand that having manufacturing problems is part of the process of owning an online shop, regardless of how much experience you have, regardless of how long you've been working with a certain supplier. Manufacturing problems will always occur. The more experienced you are, the less often they'll occur, but there may be some things out of your control. So yeah, it's best to just accept these things and move forward and hope that everyone is understanding, because man, do I hate making people wait for their order. Even though everyone's really nice about it, it's like I don't want to come across that way. I'd rather be more prepared. Going forward, I will do less and less pre-orders. It was kind of unavoidable for this one because I really wasn't sure how many people wanted this standee. Maybe I should have done like a print run, a lower print run. Not sure what to do, but I'll figure it out. I was told they have a new printing process that makes everything better, but wow, these charms look really bad. So this is what he should look like, or at least the best one I've received of the John. And this is the new one. I'm not even gonna go lightly on this, and it's just not good at all. At least these ones look okay, which is I think what most people have ordered because they're the new designs. No, these are not good. They have show through as well. I'm really not happy right now. I'm gonna write the email. Say I'm okay with the iridescent charms, but everything else needs to be reprinted. And I've been using this company for a long time. Like they've been improving in some aspects, but then in others they just neglect it. The print quality has kept decreasing over the years. It used to be really nice, especially comparing it with other companies. I just feel like no, the print quality is not good. Although their epoxy is superior, like the cuts and things, it's just like the print is so important. Like why would you neglect that part of it? Sorry guys, we're gonna have to wait for charms. Maybe their process has been affected because of the pandemic. I do understand if they've lost a lot of money and had to make changes, but I can't accept these changes, unfortunately. I would rather not sell the product. Anyway, yeah, better write this email. I'm not showing you guys my Cintiq setup, have I? There might not be time in this vlog to edit something and show you, but I also want to mention the tab mate in the next one too, because I'm really liking it. So I'll try and film more about that next time. Right now I'm scrambling to like finish a bunch of stuff as usual. But yeah, if there's any specific stuff you'd like to know about this or even the Cintiq, just let me know and I'll try and cover it. Maybe even in a Q&A if I am feeling up to filming one of those. According to my non-existent video schedule, I don't know in what order and where or when, but it'll be good to hear from you, so let me know. Just printing some charm packaging, some art. I'm packing the iridescent charms. Actually, I put them in here. I haven't packed that many yet because my printer is being really slow. I really like how these came out. I'm so glad that at least these are fine. I've asked for a reprint for the other charms and also having to reprint the standee, but I think I have to pay for those ones. Because I actually think the size problem was my fault. So I'm packing orders. I'm using this washi tape, which is actually a washi tape I made. Hang on. How long ago now? Maybe 5 years ago. It's a ping pong one. The concept was that the table is at the bottom, the ping pong table.
and then they have like different opponents on the table, and they're all the characters in the series. Yeah, I'm still quite fond of it. The colours aren't what I would use these days, but in terms of design I think it's still really nice. It looks like this. I know it doesn't really match, but I have a few rolls and I have some other washi that I just want to use up now at this point, so I'm just gonna use them in orders. And then I'm planning to make my own packing washi tape, but I promised myself that I will use all the washi tape I already currently have before I do that, so it might take me a few years. Yeah, today I really want to get all those orders that I can pack now, so the remaining orders will just be waiting for these charms. These ones, I mean, they're not bad, but the more I look at these ones, the less bad I feel about them. But when I compare them side by side with how I usually get them, then that's when I notice like the bigger differences. If you compare these, this one is so much more vibrant. I know it's a different material, but I'd say the previous batch looks more like this in terms of how deep the colours are. This looks very washed out in comparison. Anyway, I don't know what to do with this yet. A lot of things have happened this week, the past 2 weeks actually. So I'm quite stressed and there's a lot to do, and I had multiple breakdowns. But I'm okay now, and I think I've processed everything. So it's just a matter of figuring out what's the best way to go about things and not getting too bogged down. It's also not good for me if I just wallow, and yeah, I have a tendency to do that. Anyway, good. I'm in a good mood, so I'm listening to Shiny, and I'm gonna pack. Ayo. Thought I'd just film a quick outro. Thanks to Celsius for sponsoring this video. It's been really cool to work with a company whose product I use literally every day. I hope you guys can benefit from it too. It's been a few weeks since I filmed the last clip, and a lot has been going on personally, and I feel like I have grown a lot from it, from the experience. It's been one of those things that just opened my eyes a lot to the way I operate subconsciously, and like how the people around me have affected what I do on a day-to-day basis. And I always feel like I put myself last, and it's a trade-off in terms of my work, and I've had to realize a lot of harsh things, I think, and maybe things I didn't want to see. I always like turned a blind eye maybe, or like omitted all the negative parts of situations to like to like cope with what was happening. Now realizing it and seeing it in a more objective way and seeing it for what it is, I'm realizing like I sacrifice a lot for other people, and it's at the detriment of my own ambitions, and it's not something I want to keep, like it's not something I want to continue to do going forward, because I do think having dreams and having aspirations and stuff like that is just so integral to keeping like your soul alive and happy. I get really sad when I think about like my family members who don't really have ambition, or they see their life in like such a negative way, and I can't deal with it anymore. I don't know. Look how big Monsty's grown. He's grown massive. I know I keep him in like such a random place in the studio, but I want him to get the best light and to like flourish and grow, and because it's getting darker these days, he's barely getting any sunlight, so it's a bit sad. But yeah, I might rearrange the studio next month and like put a table here and use this window, but yeah, we'll see. Oh, sorry, my battery died. So I was saying that my whole life I think I've been putting myself last, and it's really affecting my work, and I finally come to the breaking point of realizing like, wow, if I keep doing this, then I'm never ever gonna be able to fulfill my potential that I was always like thinking I could. And it's not even other people's fault, it's like how I operate in my mind. I'm probably a bit scared in some ways of taking like the step towards my dreams and ambitions, and just being like using other people in my life as an excuse to like not go for it, or like not take the risks, or to maybe do some things that seem a bit selfish to those who might not know the full story. I know I need to just keep going and not hold on to those excuses and hold on to those reasons. I'm also tired of dealing with a lot of negativity in my life from other people, and I'm just like, do I need to hear all this? Yeah, but this year has just brought up a lot of things to light. I feel like it's been like that for a lot of people. It's not a bad thing to look inside and kind of grow in that way, because it's necessary to do that in order for your soul to mature. I'm actually I was really drained, but I actually have more energy now because I've been processing it. I have to like maintain it though. Like every day I'm reading books and I'm meditating and I'm like doing all this shit because I'm just like, I have to fortify my resolve to the point where I almost change my personality to reflect the achievements and, well, not even achievements, but like to reflect what I want to do in my life. Like I have to become the type of person who is able to do those things, if that makes sense. I'm just so tired of putting all my stuff last. Why has it been that way? Because I let it become that way. That's why. This outro wasn't meant to be like this, but as always, when I think about you guys out there and people who enjoy my art, it really helps me keep going because I feel like I'm not alone in that way, in that sense. And then I'm also think that there are people out there who support me and believe in me, and that's something I cherish. Now, being able to see my friends often is really had an effect on me too, I think. Here I am just trying to be real about it. But yeah, this has been a pretty big realization for me and a big turning point. In some ways I needed this because there was a little bit of complacency settling in after I became ill, and I needed this extra like kick in the butt to just be like, look, you have everything you need in front of you. Take that leap of faith again and it'll work out. Anyway, for those of you who are also going through a hard time, and I know a lot of people are, just know you're not alone. And life will slap you in the face sometimes, just to like wake you up, make sure you're still there. They'll be like, oh, they've been having a good time. Why not throw them a curveball and see how they deal with it? You'll get through it. Everything's temporary. And, oh, did I mention Thoughtbubble? Yeah, I was meant to mention one thing actually. So this year I'm going to be part of Thoughtbubble's online digital convention. Thoughtbubble is a comics festival in the UK that is held every year in the northeast of England. Sadly, this year everything's had to move online, but it's cool that they are still doing an event. I don't know which hall I'm in, I'll write it on the screen. So if you're interested in that, I'll link the website below. So my store will be open during that period from the 9th of November, but I don't know if I will have sketchbooks by then. I'm trying to get them in by then, but I can't guarantee anything right now. If not, then if you're signed up to my mailing list, those are the people who I will update first about the launch date for sketchbooks. And I'm trying to get some stickers made for the 9th of November, but it depends how hectic everything is from now till then. My schedule is just like completely blown into smithereens by what's been happening, so it's a bit hard right now to schedule time, but I'm doing my best. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys for always watching my vlogs. I really hope you're well and that you're staying sane and staying safe. Even though life is hard, I don't think we should take ourselves so seriously sometimes. We'll miss the joy in it. Okay, time to fly. Bye. My new go-to is hazelnut milk. Oat milk's nice too, but hazelnut milk tastes sweet, but it's not as easy to make latte art with it. There, that's my verdict.